Hey, what's up, Anwar here. If you guys are new here, hit that like and subscribe button. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the Tour de Donut event that I did and the corporate time trial, but let's get into it. Okay, so last weekend was kind of hectic. I had a lot of stuff going on. So on Friday, I did it was like a corporate challenge thing, which was like a time trial over at Indy 500. And I just want to show you guys some of the footage. It was kind of fun. Basically to go out onto the track here in Indy and be able to ride my bike around that. It was kind of interesting because it was like a work corporate event, and there was kind of like a wide range of people, from people on like recumbent bikes, and then some people who had like full TT bikes and were kind of like ready and eager to go, like with full aero helmets and everything else. I ended up doing okay in it, scoring I think around 50th out of like 400 or something. I'll put actually how I did over here. But it was really fun. It was really hot out, but it was a fun event to kind of do and see the track. Overall, this event was 6 miles, so it wasn't that bad. The one thing that was interesting is I didn't look at the course map because didn't really care that much. So I thought the first time going around was 6 miles, because I was also not looking at my GPS to track my distance. So I was like, oh, I'm almost done. So I started sprinting towards the end, and I was like, the crossover to like the finish line, I was like, oh, that doesn't happen here. So I guess I'm half the distance. So I like checked my GPS and I was like, yeah, still have about another 3 miles to go. So it was fun overall though. Nice little weekend event to kind of do some work stuff. My Saturday event, and basically after that corporate challenge thing, I drove out to Ohio and just stayed in a hotel there overnight with my girlfriend, and my parents had like another room. So this event was really interesting because basically there was a few different distances that you can do. My mom and my girlfriend did the donut hole, which was like 10 miles. There was like a full donut. I'll list all the sizes over here of all the donuts, but I did the double D is what it's called. And that one was 60 miles altogether. So overall, not a bad distance. But it was ran basically like a Gran Fondo event. So there was like a start time, and basically you had to start by then. And basically the way that they measured it was they gave you this little tracker that you stuck onto your bike, and you go through these gates to start off, and basically that's when your start time starts, and it basically just starts tracking from there. So if you guys are used to a Gran Fondo, you guys are probably used to that aspect of it, where it's like, you go through the gate, it, tracks your time, when you finish, it ends it. There was just like a cutoff time at like 1:30, I think, for awards. I did the overall distance in about just under 3 hours. So it's interesting because for this event, the reason why that time was kind of high for me was two parts. So first off, basically there's like a few different pit stops along the course. And if you stop at any of those, you eat a donut. They take like 10 minutes off your time for each donut that you ate. So I was like, I'm gonna try out this, thing, because it's like a part of the event. So I stopped, ate a donut, instantly regretted that after that first one, because I can't digest food that well while riding my bike. So my stomach just started like seizing up is what it felt like, and just felt like I wanted to vomit. But overall, really fun event. It was interesting. Like there's people who can eat like a dozen donuts. I was talking to one guy while riding, and he was like, oh yeah, I ate a dozen last year. And I'm like, I don't know how you could do that. Like I ate one and I was like, I'm done. But it was interesting because a lot of it is not as much like, there is some tactics maybe if you really want to do well. So for me, like I joined in with a group of like three cyclists that seemed like they're rotating and doing well. So I kind of hopped along them, took a few pulls just so that I'm not the lazy one doing an easy ride. So I joined them for a bit and I pulled off with them, and they're like, oh, I'm waiting for one of our friends. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I should keep going. So overall, like this event was really fun. It was really different. It's, different than those crit races and everything else that I do. There was a lot of like different kind of caliber riders, people on those elliptical kind of things, which I've not seen someone ride like that far. So like ton of different bike varieties. There was one guy that had like on the down tube, his shifters there. So it was like a really old vintage bike. But overall, like really fun event. They give you this like little medal at the end, So, you know, no matter how you did, they just gave you a medal. But overall, really fun, well-organized event. Definitely want to do it again eventually. Might not be next year, but eventually I do think that's something I do want to do. But yeah, that was kind of my weekend. That's some of the stuff I did. These rides were really fun, really different from, you know, my usual more competitive rides. So if you guys are new here, hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.